Resets suck, yet they make you better. They're like a messy room in the process of getting organized. If you've ever been through a breakup, lost someone dear, applied to multiple jobs only to find frustration, or recently changed jobs, moved to a new place, or came back from a life-changing trip in another continent after selling almost everything you owned before it, and now you just came back and are trying to get back on your feet again? Maybe you have money problems, or you started a new business that didn't last long because you prioritized the wrong things. Or perhaps you feel like you're losing your identity as an individual. And not only you feel lost, but also lonely and overwhelmed, especially when things didn't work out the way you wanted, and it feels like life just keeps coming at you, one event after the other. Well, this video might be for you. I've experienced all the above plus more in the course of less than 6 months before halfway through the year. These are my lessons so far in what I call a reset time. Before I begin to share my heart, let me tell you that if you're in a similar situation, going through a rough patch right now, or you're just getting out of one situation and you're feeling a lot of emotions, know that your emotions are 100% valid and are normal. It doesn't matter what others are feeling or what their perception is currently. So become conscious of the little voice inside of you screaming to feel seen and heard by you. It's okay to have contradicting emotions existing at the same time. If you haven't already, I give you permission to feel them. Take a moment to breathe and do that. All right, here we go. Lesson 1. Your growth mindset will be challenged. When everything feels like it's falling apart, you will be questioning everything that brought you to this moment. You will feel lost, confused, overwhelmed, and insecure, among other things. However, there is no room for victim mentality here. Don't get me wrong, feel the emotions that you gotta feel, but get back on your feet as soon as possible. There's no time to blame anyone or to blame yourself either, because attacking yourself isn't gonna help you. There's time to reflect, yes, but you gotta continue moving forward. If you're anything like me, you're constantly improving and finding ways to get better, which means you have learned certain tools and mindsets that can get you through anything. During times of resets though, this mindset will be put to the test. These challenges will either bring out the best in you or will show you areas for improvement, or both, which also means that your confidence may waver. So it is crucial to remember that this uncertainty is part of the growth process. Embrace these moments as opportunities to learn, adapt, and become stronger. Stay focused on your personal development even when it feels uncomfortable and unstable. Life changes don't have mercy. They will demand you to rise to the occasion. Lesson 2. If the cost of something is your health, then it's too expensive. During the process, as events unfolded, I tried to maintain my health at a stable point to the best that I could with my resources. However, it wasn't until the end that I neglected my health altogether. I stopped exercising, creating art, writing, and I even struggled to eat properly. I was in survival mode. While I was working on some solutions, I was also trying to be there emotionally for others and give support. And just when I thought things had slowed down, I experienced one last blow in the form of an anxiety attack. This was a wake-up call to put some serious boundaries in my personal life and prioritize and assess my situation before anything or anyone. I had to be there for myself. If something costs you your health, whether it's physical or mental or emotional, it's way too expensive. Your well-being must always come first. It's like putting the oxygen mask first on yourself before you can help someone else. So do not neglect your health during these times. Without it, you can't do much. You can't function properly and your creativity gets affected. Which brings me to the next point. Lesson 3. Focus on what you can control and set boundaries. When everything seems to be spiraling, remember, you still have power. Focus on what you can control, which is how you respond to situations, your actions, how you treat others and yourself, and the boundaries you set. This realization was empowering and allowed me to find courage, providing a sense of stability amongst the chaos to push further in the right direction. You don't have control over time, only what you do with your time and energy. So let go of the results or any imaginary deadlines you set. They're just a metric. Also, setting boundaries is crucial. If you don't know what your boundaries are, don't worry, because reset times will teach you that. Trust me. Boundaries are just about protecting your energy, your time, and your mental space. So identify those limits, communicate them clearly, and don't be afraid to say no to commitments that don't align with your current priorities or well-being. Remember, setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's a necessary act of self-preservation and self-love. Alright guys, so finally we have the closet all cleaned up. As you can see, all the racks are finally lined up, and that is where we're gonna put all of the storage / containers that we're gonna be putting my stuff in there. I said ours. And yeah, I'm actually excited finally. I feel like there's some light at the end of the tunnel, even though there's still like a mess to go through. So what I'm gonna be doing next is separating items that I don't longer will need or I don't longer want, things that don't make me happy anymore. And I'll be also keeping the things that do bring me joy, as well as things I'm gonna be using for the summer. And anything winter related or like big coats or whatever, that's gonna be stored up. So I think that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Lesson 4. Take proactive steps. I learned that waiting for things to get better or worse isn't the answer. Instead, I had to take action. This meant making tough decisions that even challenged my old decisions. Like going back to a 9-to-5 wish isn't my dream, but I needed to stabilize my finances first. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary, and I'm grateful for it now because not only I landed in a relatively pleasant workplace, but because I can now support the bigger picture, have my own space again, and I can create this video without the pressure of monetizing my channel ASAP. Lesson 5. Reconnect with your core and faith. During times of reset and chaos, it's easy to lose sight of who you are and what truly matters. This is where reconnecting with your inner self and faith becomes crucial. Whether you believe in God, the universe, or a higher power, having faith in something greater than yourself can provide guidance and strength when you need it the most. This connection highlights your true essence and helps you navigate through turbulent times because there's hope. Reconnecting with your core involves rediscovering the activities and practices that ground you and bring you joy. For me, for example, it was meditation, yoga, working out, creating something, being in nature, journaling, and trying new things. These anchors can help you maintain a sense of self and purpose in the long run. So it's important to identify what grounds you and make time for these activities as life moves on. As you reconnect with your core and faith, you gain clearer perspective on your priorities and can create from a place of love and abundance rather than fear and scarcity. Also, this allows you to tap into your true potential and value, helping you make better decisions that are aligned with your authentic self. Lesson 6. Seek support. One thing I'm truly grateful for was my closest friends who I felt like could still be open and vulnerable and not feel any kind of judgment. By doing so, they gave me perspective of the bigger picture and gave me words of encouragement to not lose myself and come out stronger. I was able to laugh and cry with them. We'd be there for each other even though we were living separate lives. This made me feel less lonely and my journey just a tiny bit lighter. I was told once that when you're with the right people and you're going through a rough time and you're sad, when you share it, the heaviness of the emotion becomes less, while the happy moments when you share them become even greater and brighter. From multiple experiences throughout my life, I can assess that this is true. So make sure you're with the right people who uplift you, give you space to hear you out, have your best interests at heart, and with love, they can give you objective feedback. You might be surprised by who shows up for you. And of course, I also highly suggest talking to a professional therapist. They give you even better guidance and tools on how to navigate life not only during times of resets, but also in general. Lesson 7. Tackle one thing at a time. In other words, prioritize. As you take proactive actions and reconnect with yourself, you also rediscover your priorities. Things that you gotta do to move closer to where you want to be. When we create goals, we tend to, at least in my case, make an infinite set of steps that we gotta take. But things start to feel overwhelming instead of feeling exciting. Sometimes, because of this, nothing gets done. When everything feels overwhelming, focus on one problem at a time. What is the most urgent and important thing right now? Start with the basics. For me, it was finding a stable job to cover for food and rent. Once that was sorted, I could focus on other areas of my life. Lesson 8. Invest in yourself. The only one responsible for your well-being and success is you. While this was not news to me, this lesson became even more apparent during this reset, which was not an option, but a necessity. No one's gonna do the work that corresponds to you. While others can support you and cheer you on for a while, the responsibility for your development and consistency is yours alone. From my perspective, this means taking care of yourself holistically. For example, taking care of your physical health through proper nutrition and exercise, nurturing your mental well-being through therapy or mindfulness, securing financial stability, reinforcing your spiritual strength through faith, and continuously learning through books, courses, or workshops. Remember, every small investment in yourself compounds over time. It's like improving 1% every day. So embrace this responsibility. You got this. Lesson 9. Your environment reflects your inner world. Our immediate environment, more specifically our personal space, is a mirror of our mental and emotional state. During this reset, my room became chaotic, mirroring the confusion and uncertainty I felt inside. For 2 months, I struggled to feel at home in my new space, surrounded by disorganization that represented my cluttered thoughts and unresolved tasks. I realized I needed to make a change in my physical space to clear my mind. I took control of my environment by organizing it, cleaning it, and intentionally creating a space that inspired creativity and growth. And funny enough, I began to gain clarity in other areas of my life. This wasn't about tidying up, it was about creating a foundation for rebuilding myself. So remember, your environment shapes your mindset, and changing your space can be the first step to changing your life. Lesson 10. Embrace the present moment. Death has been quite a teacher. Whether losing someone dear or watching my old self fade away, these experiences showed me what truly mattered in my life. During this reset, I learned to give myself permission to grieve without rushing the process, since everyone's journey is different, including my own. The present moment became my anchor. Instead of getting lost in past regrets or future worries, I focused on what I could do right now. This meant being mindful in daily activities, cherishing small victories, and nurturing meaningful connections with others. Understanding life's temporary nature has helped me navigate both challenges and victories with greater perspective. When things get tough, I remember that this is temporary, and when joy arrives, I savor it fully, knowing these moments are precious gifts. Through embracing the present, I'm transforming my reset from a period of loss into an opportunity for profound growth. This has taught me that while I can't control everything in life, I can choose how I show up in each moment. Resets suck, but they're perfect opportunities to upgrade yourself and set you up for a comeback. And as I stand here today, I'm not living my dream life yet, but I'm excited about my future. I'm present, working towards my goals, and most importantly, I'm becoming a stronger, more compassionate version of myself, allowing me to create from a place of love and joy instead of a place of scarcity and fear. Your reset might feel like a messy room right now, but it's just in the process of getting organized. You have a blank canvas in front of you. What will you create, and who will you choose to become? Don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. See you in the next video. Bye.